This video is brought to you by PrizePicks. Y'all know what time it is. It's time. It's time. It's finally time where we could take a good look into the trenches. You know, it's been a long time since we've had real football to talk about. It's been a long time since we've been able to really dig in to what is going on with this Browns offensive line. And now the bell is ringing. The time for physicality, the time for offensive line play is here. So that's what we're going to do. It's going to be a breakdown. We're going to talk mainly really about Spencer Fano because the other four guys didn't really play that much, and talk about the offensive line play, what's going good, what's not going good, how things can get better, all of that. So that's what this video is going to be. We're going to have a lot to cover, so I want to just jump right into it. But first, I got to thank my sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 sports pick app. The app is really easy to use. For player picks, just pick more or less on a few player stats and lock in your lineup. That's it. Rather just pick teams, PrizePicks has that now too. Just pick the winner, spread, or total in any game or fight. PrizePicks is available in most states, including California, Texas, and Florida. Plus, you can even follow me on the app at Quen_C. Tell my picks, one click, and follow your friends too. Best of all, play your first $5 and get $150 in lineups if you win. Just use the promo code HMA when you sign up. That's right. PrizePicks just switched up their offer, so there's no better time to join. Lock in and win with that first lineup. That's code HMA at sign up to get $150 in bonus lineups if you win with your first $5 or up lineup. All right, let's jump into the film. We got run stuff, we got pass stuff. We're going to really get into all of it. Let's start here with some pass sets here. So this is the first team offensive line, the first time we've really gotten to take a good look at the starters here. We'll start with Spencer Fano, who's on an island here with this edge and does a good job holding him down. Really nice job there. So what's nice about this rep, one, good body discipline, good feet by Spencer Fano here, right? And then when his weight adjusts, look at how he reacts to that, right? Gets back underneath, and then what I really like, engages his base and then moves the guy off the point and then doesn't get lost on the spin. So really nice there. Let's go down the line here because it is a slide here. So one, you know what, I think one jet, two jet kind of slide here, right, where you have one guy out, the rest of the line slides down. So we have Zion Johnson helping out here at guard. Pretty good job there. Center, Elgin Jenkins. Fine job there. 78 is that Tevin Jenkins? Yeah, we got Jenkins and Jenkins right next to each other. That's not going to get confusing at all during the season, right? Tevin, he doesn't really get the good anchor that you want here. You want him to kind of set and start getting some pushback at some point here. Doesn't really do a good job of that. Elgin's late to help. Titus didn't really have much to do on this play. So, solid enough protection here. Watson could have stayed in if he really wanted to. I think Watson just wanted to escape here because we went through this play on his breakdown. He could have just got that ball out to Junkins there. So fine enough. All right, let's go to the next play. See if there's anything worthy here. So not much here. It's just a quick set, right? 3-step drop. Watson's getting rid of this ball quickly. Jerry Jeudy cooked this man off the ball, so yeah, really quick decision here from Deshaun. Nice pickup by Fano. Yeah, it's pretty good there. Nothing too crazy here. Good handling of this little exchange from this linebacker and edge, right? Crash in, pick up, and then a good job handling that. Yeah, solid pass pro there. All right, 3rd and 5. This is still the starting unit. Get a motion before the play. You see Fano's in a pretty tough spot here, right on his shoulder. Same on the other side. See how they handle it. Okay, so he tried to kind of get around him with the shoulder dip here. Fano does a good job getting under it, creating some space. You see how he's getting pushed back there. On the other tackle side, I want Titus to set a better anchor here because he gets walked back a little bit, but it's fine for, he knows it's a 3-step drop, so this is actually fine. He doesn't have to hold or anything. He can just get the ground slowly, which is fine here. See Tevin Jenkins in the center, good exchange here, and then Zion Johnson, solid rep from Zion there. Just one-on-one handles his man. Good stuff there. Nice. So far, so good. Now we got, nope, these still the ones. Yeah, these still the ones. All right, so Spencer Fano on the outside. Okay, yeah. That edge kind of did his job for him, right? Edge kind of just lost his footing. Fano got low with him. Ref's looking right at it. He doesn't call it a hold. It's not a hold. Then team up here. Good job by Jenkins handling that one-on-one. Both Jenkins. So Jenkins and Jenkins. Good job there. Let's see Titus here on the outside. Yeah, it's absolutely fine. Made him run the arc. Got held a little bit. It's absolutely fine. It's not bad. Cool. So from the starting unit, if this is it from them, I think we got maybe one more play. Yeah, this is the 3rd and 5. So this is the last play we'll see the starters out here. Bring in and then Fannin with a little chip. You want to see a little bit more effort on the chip here from Fannin. This is really not a chip. I don't know if he's supposed to, but I imagine you want to give a good shoulder in there. Probably give him a little bit more than that. Because the way you're aligned, you're going to be a part of the protection no matter what. Yeah, he's definitely a part of the protection because look how Fano just kind of keeps inside and then waits. Yeah, so, yeah, need a better shoulder there from Fannin, but it's fine in the preseason. Little double team here, Fano and Jenkins. Well, no, Fano and Zion Johnson. The breakdown in the protection is from the running back here. We'll focus on that in just a second. I want to look at the whole offensive line first. Jenkins, good job here on the outside. And then Titus Howard, solid job. Yep, makes him run the arc. That's fine there. All right, so the breakdown on the protection is right here with Dylan Sampson. So this is where the breakdown is. Dylan is part of this protection. So all of these guys here are part of this protection, right? You got a chip, and then you have him sliding up. What happens with Sampson? He just can't handle the protection. So Sampson has that gap, and it's hard to beat the linebacker to that spot, but you want to hold your ground just a little bit better than that. This is a tough ask, though, if I'm being honest. Yeah, this is one of those you look at it and you might just change the protection because you didn't realize how much you were axing out of this from like a double nickel, right? Because this is double nickel. So double nickel, 2 linebackers in the A, right? A gap, B gap, B gap, C gap, C gap. All right, so 2 linebackers standing over both gaps, both A gaps, so double nickel here. The protection seems to be a half slide left. So here, here, here with the chip and then route. It's a quick 3-step drop because they're anticipating pressure, right? So this is why the protection could be drawn up like this. So it's a quick 3-step drop, which means you're not trying to get this to hold for a long time, just enough for a quarterback to get to the last step of the drop, right? This is a get rid of it quick design. So that's why they're comfortable with the running back being a part of this protection like this. And they're comfortable letting that, like this guy right here, they're letting him just live with a chip and then get a run, right? And then let the tackle deal with him because he's the least dangerous man, right? Most dangerous man right here, right? These are the most dangerous men because they're right near the ball. They're near the quarterback, most dangerous man. This is the least dangerous man because he's the furthest from the ball. He's the furthest from the quarterback. And we're designing this to get the ball out quickly, right? So they're blitzing, quick decision. We have Harold Fannin isolated. Harold just kind of wants to get out there and run his route, which he does a great job. He just doesn't catch it. So he's just not really giving a great chip there. But, you know, thinking about the down and distance situation, what the play call is, I think I'm fine with that. You know, I just want him to get out and get to a catchable spot so Watson can get rid of this ball. And you see right when he breaks that Watson's about to throw it, right? So that's the design there. I think you maybe want to adjust this. I don't know. That's above my pay grade, right? But this is just a tough axe from the running back. You know what I mean? This is a real tough axe to be able to hold up that linebacker when he's standing over the A-gap and get to that spot. This is a real tough axe there. So maybe adjust that protection for that play. But the play is good. All right. So as the starters, let's see Spencer Fano for the rest of the day and some of the twos. All right. So this is later in the first quarter. Spencer Fano does a great job locking that up. Not really much for him to do because he's not on the protection or he's not in the party for the screen. 67 misses his block. 56. I don't know who had that responsibility, but it seems like nobody knew. Miscommunication. Blown up play. I talked about that in the Watson one. We don't have to go over that one too long. All right. So emptied out set here. All right. So Spencer Fano on the left side. Yeah, it's a good rep. Solid. Good strength here. Nice. Nothing really to talk about there. Not much for 67 to talk about. See Whippler here. That's a pretty solid rep from Whippler. See those little bunny feet, right? Little chop, 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 chop. Good job. Give him around slowly. All right. KT Leviston. Nice power here at the beginning, but boy, he gets his anchor just blown off, man. Holy sh! So look, good power here, right? Initially, he gets a nice little block back, but then right, boom, he just breaks him right there. So good power initially, but man, once this D tackle gets his hands on him, just look at the push, look at the push. He's trying to get that ground slowly, but it's a little bit too fast, right? You see how wide these chops are, right? Look at like Luke Whippler, who's doing the same thing, right? Look at how tight these chops are with his feet. Tight, 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 tight. This is hop, 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 right? It's not terrible, but it's not ideal. It's an okay rep from Austin. And a little chop here. He handles the chop fine, and he gets long-armed here. And then he tries to swipe at it, gets caught. The defensive tackle, the defensive end gets the leverage here, and he kind of blows his last rep. The ball got delivered, so it's not a terrible rep. You know, you didn't mess with the delivery of the package, but not ideal, but not terrible. All right, let's see here with Spencer Fano. Little motion. Brown's going to run motion like 80% of the time pre-snap during the regular season. You could already tell. Yeah, solid rep by Fano. Giving ground slowly, right? It's kind of what we wanted to see from KT earlier, right? Look at see, doof, doof, doof. Really good there. This is the play that Dylan Sampson takes like a mile. Here, good job by Whippler getting out in space, hitting in contact, nice. Well, hitting in space, nice. Always like to see that. KT Levinson almost blows this whole play up by getting a holding call. Just let him through. It's a slip screen. It's fine. Don't get a fucking penalty. But it's fine there. It's fine. Let's go to the next play. Good job by Luke. All right. Late first quarter. Okay. Jeez, Deshaun. Where were we running to? All right. So this is Deshaun's play here. I think I criticized this play pretty heavily on the film breakdown. Nice job by Austin Barber here. Gets long arms and a decent drop here. He then proceeds to lose this at the top here. So they're switching in practice, him and KT, probably because both these guys didn't have great games. I don't really think Austin's going to stick at guard, but you could try it. Man, D-tackle got under. He just looks like he needs to be coached more. KT Leviston, it's not terrible. It's fine. All right, and then the left side of this line is pretty just not much you can really tell there. All right, so that's fine. Cool. Let's continue. All right, first quarter, 3rd and 3. Let's see what they draw up here. All right, so solid job. Again, pretty easy here. Great job by Fano. Look at Fano's feet here, man. Look how he glides. Just easy. He's moving like Luke Whippler's an undersized center, and like his feet move pretty well. But like Fano is much bigger than him, and look how just smooth his feet glide. It's pretty cool to watch. All right, 67. Good job there. Good pickup and good protection overall. Nice job. Nice execution. Again, it's a quick throw. Not going to be the most complicated protection in the world there. All right. Let's jump to this play. 4th and 2 in the fourth quarter. Oh, this is the fumble. I think this is Watson's fault because he held on to the ball too long. So I'm not really putting this on the O-line. The ball should have been out about right here. But let's see. Let's go to Fano. Great job there by Fano. That's textbook right there. Great job. Hand on the outside shoulder, meets it, and then just deads all the momentum with a nice little anchor. Great job by Fano. Great job. 67. Handles that bull rush pretty well. Gets beat there at the end a little bit, but Watson's got to get this ball out. You would want a better anchor from him, but I don't think 67's making the team, so I'm not going to really care too much. 56 here. That's fine. Good job there. KT Leviston. Okay, it's not terrible. All right, let's look at Barber here because this is the one that looks like he got beat. He keeps getting beat at the same point, right? Like, that's the part that's a little concerning here. He's always getting beat at the arc. It's like he'll do fine here, and then, like, he lost his footing. I mean, like, 59 just completely bullied him here. So, boom, lost his footing, and now just go under him. Run through the table. Yeah, that can't happen. That's the 3rd time he's gotten beat like that. That's probably why he got his position changed. All right, let's continue. Still got Spencer Fano out there. Middle of the second quarter. And, yeah, it's a good job. It's a good job. Good help from the guard. Fano, again, look at the feet, give him ground slowly. A little bit faster than you would want, but fine. Again, the quarterback has plenty of time to throw here. And then great timing on this help because you caught him right in the air, so you could just make this look nasty. I mean, it looked like they about to 3D him. 3D! You could have dropped him on his head. All right. Yeah, it's fine there over the middle. Let's see KT here. It's good rep by KT. Good rep by Austin. I think pass protection was overall pretty solid in this game. To be honest with you. Pretty solid. 3rd and 11. Oh, well, right when I give you praise. All right. So Fano got beat here. He got caught swipe. He got caught, right? The swipe got him. Boom. He got beat. It's not that big of a deal. It's going to happen. You're going to get beat when you're out there, right? A little bit over eager. Got caught. KT Leviston looks like he gets beat here too pretty badly. I mean, like this one's a little bit less explainable from KT because like, I mean, he just ripped you. Like just swatted you and beat you. Jeez. That's a good rep from 90, man. It's not great for KT, but I don't think it's like terrible technique. I think he just got beat. Great rep there. You can tell these dudes are used to practicing because you see how he lets up here? He doesn't want to like go for the hit. He's used to practicing. And then 92 and 90 run into each other. Hopefully nobody got injured. And yeah, Austin Barber had help here, but it's fine. Overall, yeah, 55 and 72 get beat here. 55 just got caught reaching. It's something he'll learn. 72 here, he just got beat. Let's go to the next play. All right. So this looks like a 5-0 with the running back. So we're not getting great protection from our running backs. Something to note here. Fano does a good job handling this, right? Same rush that got him the last time, right? Got caught reaching. Handles this bull pretty well. I mean, he handles that really well here. Look at that. Great job. Look at that. Head in his chest. Tried to give him everything that he's got, and then nothing. He's done. He's done moving. Awesome. Awesome. I like what Fano did in this game. More encouraged by Fano the more I see him. Cool. 97 just swims our guard here. 90 runs over our center here. This is Luke Whippler, right? 90, look at this. He had himself a day, boy. Oh, my goodness. Good to see he wasn't hurt because he had that nasty kind of land in there. But, yeah, he just bulls our guy here. And then I think Austin Barber was hurt for a moment. They put in somebody else at tackle, and he got ransacked too. Boy, this is not giving ground slowly. This is just getting moved and pushed. You might as well be the sled at that point, brother. Ain't your fault. You ain't supposed to be out there this early. All right, but yeah. Fano, great rep. Boom, handles his business. Everything else kind of broke down there, though. But nothing critical was there, right? All right. Fano gets beat here. Let's look at it. It's not Fano that gets beat here. He's trying to help. A little bit of a miscommunication between the guard and tackle here, right? Who has what? I think Fano is thinking, oh, I'm going to block down. And then the guard's going to pick up because that is his gap. That's probably what should happen here. Looks like a little bit of a miscommunication. And Deshaun almost throws an interception. You know, in a way, this protection being this bad saved the interception because this was getting picked, dude. But I talked about that in the breakdown. Anything else on this protection? Anything else a little wonky? Nah, everything else looks fine. Running backs got a tough job there, but let's see here. He's in the right spot. it just didn't get the power on that you wanted. It looked like it was going to be way more powerful than that. But hey, I'll tell you what, 92 is not in the play after that, so it did what it needed to. Yeah, 97, he gets in the backfield. That's because of a miscommunication on how to handle that little twist there. That can be easily cleaned up. All right. Let's go to the run game. Was there one more play? All right, let's look at that one. Hey, man, they ain't calling it. It's legal. And there, he's got to be a little careful. He ends up getting off of it right before they would throw that flag. You can see that ref's like leaning in, like, do I throw it? It's close to a flag here. Maybe during the regular season it is, depending on which edge you do that to and how much sway they have with the refs. So you got to be careful here. Want that hand to be a little bit lower too. But hey, the package was able to get delivered. Well, Deshaun was able to get the ball off clean. 97 just toe up, Mr. 67, man. Look at this, boy. Squanf. Just toe that man up. That ain't right now. You ain't had to do him like that. Toe that man up. All right. Little twist here. They handled that twist on the left side on the right side pretty good. All right, let's look at some run game stuff. This is, I think, where they were a little bit more concerning, is in the run game. So let's look here. The Browns are trying to run this. What goes wrong here? Yeah, I don't know how that run play was going to be successful. I'm just trying to look at this. Think somebody's supposed to be getting out to the second level. Yeah, I think Fano's supposed to be getting out to the second level here because, like, I don't know how this is going to be successful here. A lot of run game stuff honestly look like they're still installing it. All right, let's go to the next play. All right, this one's a little bit more cohesive. You got the lead block from Zion Johnson, so the guard's pulling here. Nice little end block there by Spencer Fano to free up Jenkins here. And then you have Zion Johnson getting to the outside. We're getting to his man here. So boom, little pull here. And then Quincy makes the right call to bounce this out for a big run. And that's all we need to see from Quincy today. He does not need to play anymore. All right, so this is with the number 2 offensive line here. Delayed handoff to Amani Marshall. Ideally, you want Luke Whippler to get to that linebacker because he's a little freed up. Couldn't get freed up to do that. Can't get to the second level. Good job manipulating that block, though, by Amani Marshall. You see how Amani kicks out here and then cuts back over. Nice job there. All right, this one's with Dylan Sampson and little end around here. And this is a touchdown. So what frees up this play? I think it's this block here by this wide receiver. Who is that? Is that Isaiah Bond? I want to know who that wide receiver is. It's not Gage. It's one of the little guys. Maybe it's Tylan Wallace. It's hard to tell because I don't have the wide here. I think that's Tylan Wallace. Yeah, I think that's Tylan. So great. That's the block that pretty much springs this play here. Yeah, that block pretty much springs this play open. And, like, you know, they got some explosive playmakers on this team because we saw with Dylan Sampson, it just took one block to get downfield, right? Same thing with Quinshawn's run earlier, and then now, boom, with Casey Conception. You know, just the level of things you have to do to get a successful play is just a lot less now because they have guys who can make plays a lot easier. This is a run to Dylan Sampson. So the linebacker ends up getting him. 67 does a good job getting to that second level. So nice climb there. Let's look at Fano. Fano does a good job here. Just didn't beat the edge here, right? You try to beat the edge to the hole. We just didn't beat the edge to the hole here. He cut this back, and the edge got him. Don't know what else he could have done there other than cut that back, though, because 72, Gage Larvin, or not Gage Larvin, KT Leviston. I mean, he's trying to handle both of these assignments here, but that pushes him back to cut there. Yeah. So who blows this play up is 96, right? So if we're looking at this from the Bears standpoint, 96 blows this play up because him not letting KT get to that second level and plug this linebacker completely changes where the ball goes. So, boom, it was wide zone downhill this way, and that was going to be the gap that they wanted to shoot. But so you see how the running back's like, nope, that's closed. I have to do the cutback lane, right? So he takes a cutback lane, but this edge does a great job staying in pursuit, and he's able to make the play. So that's how that play happens. And this is why I always say defensive tackle play is so much more important than people think, because you'll see something like this happen and you'll go, oh my God, the edge had an amazing play, because he's the guy who gets the TFL. The guy who gets no credit for this play is the guy who's responsible for it, is this guy. Because if he doesn't hold up KT here and eat up two guys, this linebacker never shoots the gap, that ball's never changed directions, and that play is never made. It's like dominoes, right? This is the kind of stuff that defensive tackles do that people don't notice. But then when you watch the film, you're like, damn, that guy's important. This is why I stand on top of the table constantly and defend defensive tackle play and the importance of it, because it's just so much more important than you think. It has this effect in pass protections and in run fronts. It is one of the most important positions on the football field. And having a great defensive tackle is a legit game breaker, right? Right here, just that right there. That's all that had to happen. Just that right there blows up this whole run play. Everything else went fine. It's just, hey, why did he get tackled behind the line of scrimmage? Well, man held him up, and it knocked over the dominoes that need to fall over. Let's look at this play here. Browns actually have a fullback in on this one. Not a great rep for the fullback. Yeah, a lot of this run stuff looks like they're still installing it. It just doesn't look clean right now. It looks pretty early, work in progress type stuff. All right, let's get to some of the run stuffs here. I think these are all run stuffs here. Or maybe these are the non-run stuffs. We'll watch it and find out. This is from earlier in the game with Quincy. All right, so what are they trying to get going here, right? So you might see the Browns have a fullback in. Yeah, this looks like just a whole lot of like just miscommunication and mistiming here. So you have Zion Johnson, who I presume is shooting for, what gap is that? Yeah, it looks like he's trying to get outside the tight end's shoulder here. But yeah, this little debacle here really messes this play up because now there's no lane. I think that's where he's supposed to go. But Whitehart doesn't hold that down nearly as well as he needs to. The fullback, I think they were hoping for a little bit more there from the fullback. And then Zion gets in there late. It just slows the whole thing down. Again, a lot of this looks like it's just being installed. Like, I think they worked a lot on some of the pass installs, but like the run game stuff, they got some work to do here. Which I imagine pretty much from now on to the rest of the season is going to be a lot of work there. 3rd and 1. This is with the backup offensive lineman in, plus Spencer Fano. All right. So again, this is just this pull not coming off clean. So what they're doing is they're pulling here, right? Pulling the guard. But you see how this isn't a clean pull from the guard. He ends up messing Austin Barber up, man. Who's trying to help here. Just a lot of clutter, a lot of bodies here that aren't supposed to be here. Because ideally, 67 is supposed to pull and hit that gap there, clear that man out, and create this alley. That's what the play design is supposed to be, but it's not clean operation here. All right. So this time they're bullying KT Leviston. Yeah, they're pulling KT and they're pulling this tight end, right? And they're pulling them all into one gap. So this looks like a gap scheme play, right? So KT and this tight end. They're pulling them into the same gap. KT, yeah, he gets way too high here. I think that's the thing that kind of blows this up. So KT gets way too high here. I mean, he's even coming in pretty high with his pad level. And then you see how just long he gets here. He just loses all of his leverage. Dylan Sampson tries to cut this back against the grain. And there's just nothing there. Spencer was fine on that one, by the way, if you're asking. This one really not much to look at here with Spencer. Just a down block. Everybody gets knocked down. There's nothing here. This is a bit of a cluster, right? Not a great block from Isaiah Bond here either. Like he was never gonna like hold that one down. It's just, this is a mess. This is a mess here. Yeah, this whole thing is a mess. Yeah, this entire mess. They need to work on this a lot more. It's not ready for prime time yet. All right, last play here. Tell you what, 90 had himself a day. 90 had himself a day. Yeah, KT, this is not physical at all, buddy. I mean, you just hugged him. This is not the physicality they're looking for. It goes without saying, you're going to need your guard to be a lot more physical than that. Fano does actually a pretty good job here. Look at how he handles his end. He gets him clean out the play. Looks like they're running power. Yeah, your guard's got to do a much, 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 much better job than that. That was disgusting. All right. But that was the Browns' offensive line stuff. I thought the pass pro stuff was, for the most part, pretty good, especially stuff with the first team. The run game stuff, work in progress, certainly. It looks like a alpha build of this offensive line when they're running the ball. It looks early build. It does not look like it's a ready for public build right now of this offensive line or this run game here. We'll see how that adjusts over the next couple of weeks. Remember, we're expecting this to be a little bit slow to start, even during the regular season. So I'm not going to really freak out about this offensive line until we get into the season. You just want to see some growth during this portion of the year. So that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night.